Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the 1 year anniversary of Literary Wind Down. I see Zakiya's already in here. Let me see if I can. Can you request to join Zakiya? If you're winding sound with something, please drop it. Hello, drop it in the
Hi,
chat. Hi, how are you?
I am better now seeing your face and hearing Shaka Khan.
Yes, I can't play it that long because they'll cut us off.
Yes, they will. Yes,
They
they
will.
will.
I decided to play the first song on your playlist.
Thank you. I
Yeah.
feel like it is also the perfect celebratory song for you today.
Oh, thank you so much. I cannot believe it. But we're gonna do a quick intro. Thank you. Happy anniversary. Thank you guys. Do a quick intro.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh, look at your earrings.
Yes, I had to. I had to for
Oh, those are
today.
so cute.
Thank you. Let me just sorry, it says I'm still connecting and I can't see you. So give me one sec. Let me
Okay,
just make
sure. Let me
sure.
fix my camera for some reason.
Not sure what's going on here. Wait. Okay.
Okay, I guess she's gonna come back. Okay, you guys know the drill. Can you still hear me? Because I think she hopped off. Let me see if I can get her back. If you're winding down with something this evening, please put it in the chat. It's a celebration. It's my 1 year anniversary. I'm not going to drink that much. Okay, thank you, Dishing on Books. Perfect. Okay, let's see. She's back. Yep, she's back. Hey, Theo. Crystal.
Yay! Got it.
Better?
Sorry about that.
Perfect. Okay, good. Much better. So, what?
Happy anniversary. I'm
Thank you
sorry.
so much. It's so much. Oh, someone said they're making a gin and tonic. Okay, good. That's my other go-to if
Yes.
I'm not drinking wine. So, I,
Same.
right. Oh, that's the same for you too?
I love it. It's light. I feel healthier, even though I know that's not how it works. But
So I was browsing in CVS, which I always have to walk down every aisle. I don't know why. Same with Walgreens. And they had this mixer. I don't know the name of it, but it had mint, cucumber, and lime all in one.
I
And
love cucumber with
it's
jam.
sparkling. And so I use that in my Hendrix. I don't have to add anything else. I do a sprig of mint or a sprig of, or a thing of cucumber.
That
But the
sounds so
mix
good.
has everything in it. And I love that it has a little bit of fizz to it.
Yeah. Oh, that
Perfect
sounds
gin cocktail.
good. I love
Perfect.
that.
I'll send you a copy of the bottle because I don't know the name of it. I just happened to find it in CVS
I would
of all
love,
places.
yeah, summer drinks, light drinks, cucumber. I love it.
Wonderful. So I just want to welcome everyone to Literary Wind Down. For those of you who are new, I am Spines and Vines, Janice Harper, and I am thrilled to be here with Zakiya. Is it Dalila?
Dalila, yes.
Dalila Harris. It's my 1 year anniversary. So it's been such a joy to have everyone here. Thank you for taking the ride with me, the journey with me. It's been like an incredible experience to have debut authors and authors that are putting out additional work to come on and share with me. And I'm so happy to have you here for your amazing book, The Other Black Girl.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I was just thinking today about how when I first saw your literary wind down, it was the first one, and it was Captain Etta West's
Yes.
Saving Ruby King. And I remember thinking, wow, like, why hasn't this existed before? So thank you.
Oh, thank you. You know what? I told the story a little bit earlier. I'm not going to take much time with it. It's just that, the world was kind of shutting down and
Hmm.
everything was getting canceled. And I had her arc probably December, and
Hmm.
her book came out in June. And I reached out to her and I said, hey, what are you doing? Because there's no book. I haven't seen anything for a book tour. And she goes, I'm not doing anything. And I said, well, I have this idea. I said, I don't know how it's going to work. I said, it's going to be a
Yes.
little rusty. And she was like,
Yes.
sure. And so that's just how it came about. And it's just
So
been working
good.
ever since. And so I thank you for being on. And I have to tell
Thank
you something
you.
that when I saw your book cover,
Yeah.
I said, this is so black.
Yes.
I mean, the pick, the hair. And so before we get into
Yes.
anything, I just want to ask you some questions about the cover. Because I'm going to tell them about you, but I want to know about your cover? Did you have any input? What did you say when you saw the cover?
Mm-hmm.
Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah. I mean, I had input for sure, which is amazing. Let's see, when I was working on the book, I remember thinking about what I'd want in a cover. And one of the things that I definitely knew, because you could do a lot of different things with the cover, given how many directions the book goes in. But the one thing I knew was I wanted it to be like blackity black. Like you pick it up and you just know, right? Like
Yes.
what you just said makes my heart so happy because that's what I want. Like I want it to be, I mean, obviously Black Girl's in the title and it's in the copy, we know, but like also wanted the feel, the vibe to have that. And so my agent and I, my wonderful agent, Stephanie Delman, we composed a list of just Black artists that we had found on Instagram, online. And there are so many wonderful names that popped up, but Temmie Coker was one of them.
Mm-hmm.
And we included him on the list, of course, and my team at Atria immediately was like, yes, awesome. And they ran with it, and they ended up reaching out to Temmie Coker. They saw his, I believe it was his Juneteenth, it's very fitting, Juneteenth banner on Twitter last year.
Yes. Yes.
And it's, I don't have the artwork yet. I'm waiting for it to come because I'm going to put the original artwork on my wall, but it's a version of the cover. And it's just beautiful. She's regal. The profile of her reminds me a little bit of like
spine. Like the
yes,
spine
the
is what I love.
spine.
The
I love the
spine. Her
spine too.
profile. It's
Totally.
Just, yeah, I love the spine.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous.
I really thank you. That's really what I wanted. Like I just am so excited about it and really excited that they took it and ran with it because that's also not always how it goes. Like I've heard horror stories of other Black authors
Yes.
who have not had similar experiences. And so to have that, it's just been, or to have what I had, I just feel really fortunate.
I think too, and you can speak on this because we're in a place where we're seeing so many more Black faces, Black women, Black hair, just in our own glory on covers.
Mm-hmm.
And so can you talk a little bit about that? Because that's been everything from Liberty to, just everything.
Yes, such a good cover too.
Such a great cover.
Yeah, I think that's so important. I mean, I think especially as a young person, because I really want this book. I mean, it's not a YA book, but I do think that young people can take this book and also find it helpful, I hope, or fun and entertaining. And so I think when you see covers like that out in the world, that will, I don't know, open up your mind, open up your kind of realm of possibility too for Black people, but also for white people and other non-Black people. Like it's important for you to also see these covers and see the beautiful diversity that we have.
Yes. So I'm going to do a quick intro. I should have did that first, but we just jumped right in.
It's okay.
You are a Brooklyn-based author with a passion for writing and talking about Blackness, books, and oldies music. We'll talk about oldies music.
Yes.
You received your MFA in nonfiction creative writing from the New School and a BA from the University of Carolina, Chapel Hill. You are Tar Heel.
Woo-woo.
You were born and raised in Connecticut, and you cultivated a healthy appetite for cinnamon and fall foliage, and you currently live in Brooklyn.
Yes.
There's so many congratulations to go around. I mean,
thank you.
MA book club pick, and then most recently, the TV series coming to Hulu. I mean, that's like amazing.
I know.
What can you tell us about that? Because I can't wait. I think Rashida Jones is going to be a part of it as well.
Yep. We're co-writing it together. Before we hopped onto this, I was working on the script of the pilot episode and putting myself in that world and trying to figure out, when I was writing the book, I was very much I had like a cinematic feel for it, I think, in my head of like, because I'd worked in publishing, I'd worked in a space like publishing. So I knew how to convey that in the book. And I think in the TV show, I feel like I'm just like already like, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, you're talking to me at the beginning still.
Yes.
So like in a few months, I'll probably be like tearing my hair out. But let's hope not.
When I found out, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so exciting. Because it reads like you can it reads like that.
Thank you.
That it can be a TV show.
Thank you so much.
I saw some. So another thing I have to give you big kudos on. I saw Kiera Blackidge join the conversation, and
Yes.
I didn't know they were
Yes.
going to join. This is not planned, but I
Hmm.
had my items like literally right here on the table
Yes. Yes.
because I will have to tell you, I've received a lot of unboxing box books, and this probably is the most on point and speaks to everything in the book. I mean, we have the shea butter.
Yes. Yes.
And this is from, I'm going to give everybody their shout out. This is from, it's Eugenia Shea, then Afro Pick. Love, love, love.
Love the Afro pick. Love the
Oh my
bookmark.
gosh, Afro Pick is so adorable.
It's like so beautiful. I don't know how to use it, but I'm
I don't
going to
either.
keep
I'm
using
going to figure out a
it.
way. Always the beautiful co-mated bookmarks.
I love it.
And then
That's
you
the
have
one I got too.
Wrap by Nails. And I wish I would have had this when I was in Jamaica because I really needed to. I'm going to
Oh
learn
yeah.
how to use this, but
Hmm.
I just said it was such a perfect book box. It just spoke to everything in the story. It was amazing. So
Thank
kudos to you
you.
guys for doing that. That was really, really a good
Thank
surprise.
you.
Yes.
Well, I mean, I again have to thank my team at Atria, Milena. It's just been such an amazing experience. Every part of this book, I feel like my marketing team, my publicist, everyone's been able to just take parts of it and make sure those parts find all of the different audiences. And I'm just really, really
They were
excited.
really in tune to your story, to your audience. It's brilliant marketing, definitely.
Thank you.
Definitely. So I don't know if you're winding down with anything, but I'm celebrating with a
As
sparkling
you should
brut,
be.
and it's Dupi Conqueror from Brown Estate. It's a sparkling brut wine, and I learned something about this wine that I did not know. That it's Afro-Caribbean culture. Dupi means ghost or spirit, which was
Ooh.
made popular by Bob Marley's song Dupi Conqueror, which is
Oh,
essentially a ghostbuster. So it's like Jamaican folklore about superheroes. So yeah,
cool.
always Brown coming through with the celebratory. So I have to give them a shout out because this is what I'm drinking on the 1 year anniversary.
Oh, that sounds so good. That
Yes.
sounds so good.
Are you winding down with anything?
Oh, I'm definitely winding. I'm always winding down.
You DM me and you say, I can't wait to pop this bottle. I'm ready.
Yes, I can't pronounce everything on this bottle at all, but it's called Lagrange, and I also took French too, so like you'd think I would, but it is a white wine, a Sauvignon Blanc,
Oh,
and
wonderful.
I am very excited. I got it from my partner and I just moved into this neighborhood in Brooklyn where we are now, but got it from a Black-owned wine store called Good Wine.
Yes.
And so very excited about
You'll have to
it.
send me a screenshot of the label. I'll have to look at it.
Yes,
I love Sauvignon Blanc.
me too. Me too.
Yes, I do too. So let's get down to it. Tell us a little bit about your origin story, and then we'll get into what inspired you to write this book.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I have to say, it's really my origin story is really tied into my inspiration for this book. Um,
Okay.
you'll find out very quickly how much of me is in Nella and vice versa.
Hmm.
But yeah, I grew up in Connecticut. I was very much the only one pretty often in our neighborhood in school until I got a little older and really was exposed to other Black people who weren't family members or like close family friends for the
Hmm.
first time in my life, and was met with interesting reactions, I think, to how I spoke,
Yes.
who a lot of my friends were, because a lot of my friends, I mean, in my classes, even when I got older, were white or Asian and a few
Hmm.
Black people, but really the classes that I was in, these level nines, these AP level classes, all of those things, sadly, there was not that much diversity in those classes.
Right.
So that was a lot of my young life, which a lot of that is in Nella's experiences too, of really honestly like worrying that she's not Black enough. That's something that
Right. Hmm.
I've experienced, and it's something I've spoken with other Black people too about, and talking about it more and more now, which is really interesting. So that was really where a lot of those roots for Nella came from. But yeah, I mean, I went to UNC, as you mentioned, Chapel Hill. Shout out to any of my friends who might be listening, and any Tar Heel out there. But that's really where I found like my sisterhood, like my group of Black girlfriends.
Mm-hmm.
And we had all these conversations that I never had before when I was younger about like natural hair and certain kinds of music and all those kinds of things. And so that was really informative for me. And that also, again, parallels a lot of Nella's experience and why she
Right.
wants to have that friendship with
Mm-hmm.
Hazel. So yeah, I mean, I could go on, but basically wanted to be a writer for a while, most of my life. Writing doesn't seem like a viable career. I think when you're a young person, sometimes it's hard to know how to get into that world, and
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there's so many different ways. And I went into publishing after doing my master's in creative writing, and really enjoyed that for a while. But also, there are things about it that I didn't enjoy that
Right.
much.
So you have the behind the scenes on that.
Yes, a lot
Mm-hmm.
of behind the scenes.
Right. So you said that that's this your experiences became the inspiration. So when did you know that you wanted to tell the story?
You know, I would say it was about I had been promoted to be an assistant editor, and I wasn't excited about it. I realized that if I did that, if I took on another book, that meant I would really have to focus on that and
Mm-hmm.
not think about my writing. Because when I was in publishing, I was still freelancing, I was still doing all these other things and able to do both. But once you have more responsibility, it's really hard. So
Right.
I knew that was kind of the earlier point when I was like, okay, maybe this isn't the career I want for the rest of my life, or at least for right now. But then, of course, I had this moment in the bathroom when I was at work where another Black woman happened to be coming out of the bathroom stall. And I remember being so confused and excited and all of these emotions all at once because there were no other Black women who worked on my floor,
Mm-hmm.
as far as I knew. And yeah, I mean, I tried to catch her eye, or at least I think I did. Whatever I did, it wasn't enough because there was no interaction. Because you know how like we nod at each other, like we're like, hey, what's up? Like even in situations like this where it's like we're
Right.
the only ones here. And when I went back to my desk, I was just like, wow, that was weird. But not really so much her, just like me. Like I was really excited
Mm-hmm.
about that stranger and why and all of those things. And it's like, oh, because of this. Like I feel like I am really craving that. Like I had other Black publishing friends in different parts of the building, but it's not quite the same.
Right.
You know, sitting at that table. And so I went back to my desk, and that was the moment I started writing chapter 1 of the book where Nella's sitting in her cubicle and she's smelling these smells.
You just had you okay, you right into my next question. What made you open up with the smell of the
Yes.
cocoa butter and the fragrant hair products? Because I was like, okay, yes, this is going to be a Black book.
Yes, yes. Yeah, I mean, so of course that moment I wrote in my cubicle. And I think for me, when you work in any kind of office environment, like publishing or like any other, I mean, I've worked in a doctor's office in the medical
Mm-hmm.
records department with other women, and it's also a mentality like you're all kind of in this, sorry, there's an airplane flying above me.
Oh, I can't hear it. You're good.
Okay. You're in this environment, you're with the same people all the time. And then when you're in your cubicle, you're with yourself all the time, and you have these walls around you, and you still kind of know what's going on, and like you can work but you're still very much aware. You have this other awareness of
Mm-hmm.
what's going on, even though you can't see. And I have so many memories of like figuring out who was walking by my desk because of what the conversation is, or like the cough, like all of those things, like
Yeah.
were things I thought about. And I really wanted to pick up on that and play with it. It was really fun to fictionalize all of those office quirks.
Yes, office quirks. So hair is actually a character in the book. Before I get into the actual characters in the book, I love that you made hair a character. So can you like talk a little bit because Nella's hair is straight,
Mm-hmm.
Hazel has locks,
Mm-hmm.
and you
Mm-hmm.
talked about someone said you captured the cubicle life so well. You really did.
Oh, thank
Like you
you.
literally like the lunch to everything. Um, but talk a little bit about why you brought in the element of hair, and then how you distinguish between, because it's always a thing in the workplace. What's acceptable and what's not acceptable? Who makes the rules? Who doesn't? And
Yeah.
so talk a little bit about that.
Yeah. I mean, for me, hair represents a lot of things. Going back into my origin story again, I mean, I was relaxing my hair as a young person, partly because I wanted to have straight hair like all of my white friends. And it took me years to realize, like, personally, I didn't love my reason for doing it.
Right.
And I just remember what it was like to, have the new growth coming in and feel like, okay, it's been 6 weeks. I have to get my hair relaxed again. I have to snuff out my natural hair.
Yeah.
And like, that was such a normal thing for me. Like, I didn't think about it. Just as when I was working publishing, I would often turn off the fact or notion that I was the one of very few Black people there. And so I had a moment where I was like, okay, this isn't for me anymore. I cut all my relaxed hair off. I did the big chop. It was wonderful. Went to a barber shop and had it done randomly one day. Very empowering.
Yes.
But it also made me feel really connected to the Black experience as well. I mean, at the time, it was 2016. I was living in Brooklyn. There was a lot of stuff happening, protests. I mean, name it. Every year there's something, sadly.
Right.
But this year especially, I think, was like a big spike. It was Philando Castile, I believe, just that summer. And so for me, my hair represented a connection for me with other Black people. Even though we're from different places, even though I talk this way and you talk that way, we still have this similar experience and kind of worldview on how our hair is treated and how our hair is seen throughout the world. And so yeah, I wanted that to be the thing that, of course, brings Hazel to, I almost said Hella, Nella and Hazel together. But also it's the thing that causes a lot of tension between them.
It does.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do any spoilers, but there's when you're talking about Nella, and she is loving Hazel's hair. I think she kind of wishes that that's something that she could do, but she never thought about doing it. I don't think.
Yeah.
She didn't think it was acceptable in the workplace.
Yeah.
And then here she comes with all these wonderful glowing locks.
Yes.
And everyone is fawning over her. Right?
Exactly. And that's how a lot of their relationship is. It's like, wait, how is this okay? But like when I was doing it, like, and I feel like that's a feeling anybody has felt in maybe not necessarily racial related ways, but just like in general of like, oh, you're okay with that person and you're not okay with me? Like, what's wrong with me?
Right. So whose voice did you hear first? Was it always Nella's voice first?
Yeah. For sure. And the other voices came out of Nella's own kind of desire to work, why she would work and stay in this environment that can at times be oppressive. That's really where the other characters came from.
Yeah, and so let's talk about, we're going to talk about the workplace. We're going to get into that. So the workplace and friendship. And you just mentioned this. You said she entered when you were in the restroom and the person entered, they didn't make any eye contact with you because I think they probably knew as well as you that they're the second person. You're no longer the only one. And so rather than creating an environment of teamwork, don't you think sometimes it creates an environment of competition? Like they're only going to take one of us with them along the way. They're only going to promote one of us. And so it gives this tension. So can you talk a little bit about that? Because I think that's one thing. Yeah. I didn't trust Hazel when she first came into the story.
That's so interesting. And I feel like we could like survey people. I'd be curious to survey people and see what they thought. Because there are people who actually were really into her. And I'm seeing this comment here from Shantae. Wanted to be Hazel. That's so funny. But yeah, I mean, sorry, I lost my train of thought. Why that competition happens, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's something I've been thinking about a lot, of course, especially now with the book. How there is I think in a lot of ways there's this assumption that we are helping each other, that each one teach one. Like we need to help each other because if we don't, who else will? And that's a feeling I felt when I was there. I wanted people to be interviewing more non-white people. I wanted to have other people in the space. And that's part of, I think, why I was really hanging on to the idea, even after I noticed a lot of things were not changing as fast as I would have liked them to. I still had this thought like, well, I'm here. I should be here representing, and hopefully I can make this place a little more diverse. But then, right, there's that other side of it where it's like, we're so scarce. Why does it feel like there can only be one of us? And those two things, those truisms are things that, like, I feel like, and I don't want to make sweeping generalizations about the Black community because we are so diverse, but I do think that those two things are constantly in competition with one another. And so many people I've spoken to have had their own Hazel situations.
Yes.
And it's so saddening, but it's so real.
Because in their interaction, I'm thinking Nella she's craving to have someone else, someone else that she sees herself in, to the point where someone else said the same thing. They're like, oh my gosh, stop talking to her. You're telling her too much. I didn't feel her as a ally. I don't know if you positioned it that way.
Mm-hmm.
I for some reason, I always felt like she was setting her up for the big fall. So
yeah,
I'm going to come back to the workplace. This is not a spoiler. Can we talk about the interaction? Because Hazel basically gives her the courage to speak out on
I'm like, no.
Colin. So you guys, okay, Colin is an author. Tell the story. What happens?
Yeah. So Colin is a white man author who is the kind of author who writes books that are bestsellers, that are oftentimes ripped from the headlines, fictionalized versions of those stories. And it was suggested to him that he throw some color into a draft of his book and add a Black character named Trisha, who is problematic.
Name who?
Trisha. Some say Chartresia. Whichever you pick. And she is a caricature in a lot of ways, a stereotype. And the book's about opioids. I guess I should add that as well. But yeah, Nella feels a lot of feelings about this character. But she also is an assistant and isn't really sure how to approach this topic. And she talks to Hazel about it. And I won't give too much away, but it doesn't go well when she talks to Colin. It's a lot.
So I'm not going to give. I'm going to give some of it away. Only because I want to address when you bring something to, especially a white male in a position of power, to their attention about how they possibly are offending or being offensive when it comes to Black people, Black women, they immediately get on the defense.
Yep.
And where she did not call him a racist, he felt that she was calling him a racist. And the whole debacle from that. And so I know we've all experienced that in the workplace. And so I just wanted to get your take on that. And that was a very important piece, I thought, because it really gave you the dynamics of the office relationship. Even with her boss.
Right. Yeah. And I think that, I think especially over the last few years, it has been harder to have. It's been easier to have a lot of these conversations in some circles and some Twitter spheres, but also a lot of times it's not. I think everyone gets really quick to be like, oh, well, you're canceled, da-da-da, all of those things.
And I always say correction is not cancel.
Please say that again.
Correction is not cancel. You can't be corrected.
Right. There's no nuance. No nuance. And that's really where a lot of it comes from. And so when you have, even if they were equals, I think that conversation would be hard. So now take the fact that Nella is an assistant and she doesn't have a lot of power. In a lot of ways, she is there to agree. She's there to agree, back up Farah, her boss, and make sure all the things behind the scenes are running smoothly. But then, of course, there are other moments at Wagner Books where she's used as a prop. So she's constantly being kind of manipulated, and she's shape-shifting herself to fit into this space in the hopes of moving up the ladder. But she's really being used in a lot of different ways for whatever the people who she works for need her for. And I think that's, again, something sadly that a lot of people can relate to, a lot of Black people, but also a lot of people from other marginalized groups, where it's like, oh, we're used as like, can you just tell me if this is okay? Can you give me permission? Whereas like, it doesn't work that way. Like,
Right.
we can't, that's not how this works. Like, we also are people who have different thoughts, varieties of thoughts, and we have all kinds of opinions, and that shouldn't be our position. So
Or that we're
it's
the spokesperson for all Black people.
exactly.
Or you come to them, if you're the only one or one of a few, that you're approached as their go-to, you know, for everything in the Black experience.
Right. Our labor, using our labor and not fairly compensating us or making us feel like we're crazy for saying, hey, wait, like,
Right.
you can take this from me, but I can't get this from you.
Right. There's a part in the book where Nella's boss tells her, this made me laugh, but it's not funny. I wish you put half the effort you put into those extracurricular diversity meetings into working on the core requirements. And so, in so many work environments, like I noticed in my job now, they have these diversity and inclusivity trainings and all these things, right? And so, as another water cooler moment in the book, there are people talking about, we'll just hire whoever since they just want to be diverse. What are your thoughts on that? Because you can't force anyone to, they can go to the classes. They don't, it's not wholeheartedly in them. How do you execute those actions wholeheartedly?
Yeah, that's a good question. Honestly, it's one that I am still not sure about, right? Because I do think intentional diversity is really important, but I also think that like you have to really sadly sometimes you have to show them the bottom line. And I think now it is in a lot of ways even more in vogue than it was 2-3 years ago to say we're going to do these things, we're on board with this. And so I mean, I think it's tricky for higher ups, but I do think that, yeah, a lot of times it comes down to like, this is what the conversation is. And if you don't get on board with it, this company is not going to make money.
Right.
And that's like a really, again, such a cynical way of looking at it. But I do think that's the case. And people shop with their dollars. People, we remember. And yeah, and that has repercussions. But I do hope that it becomes more than that too. I think that with the bottom line of that argument, I also think there are just other ways to keep educating people on why it's important. There are so many resources out there. There are so many important conversations happening in spaces that are not traditional, like Black Twitter, Instagram, Bookstagrammers. All of those conversations are happening. People care about these topics. It's just a matter of doing that extra half an hour, should be more than half an hour, but extra bit of research a day.
Half an hour is going to change your mindset on why you think a qualified Black person or person of color should be in this position. For me, a half an hour, it just doesn't compute for me.
Right. Well, it's also one of those things too, where it's like, it's like, it's kind of, it's hard to think about, because it's like, even though I grew up in a mostly white space, I still see the value of diversity. And so like, that's not an excuse, right? Because in my mind, I'm like, okay, well, a lot of people haven't had those kinds of interactions with other people and don't see why this is important, why Black lives literally matter, like why this is important. And how do you kind of create that empathy when people don't have to go outside of their bubbles? I think that's tricky. But again, we have the internet. We have all of these tools. It's so tricky. And I don't know. I really hope that once people are back in person, specifically thinking about publishing, but just offices in general that are not in person, I'm hoping that these these conversations and the allyship we're seeing on Twitter manifest into something real.
I mean, you talk about, I remember when I went to high school, we had about 2,800 students. We had 80 Black kids.
Wow.
That's it. 80.
Wow. Wow, 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 wow. See, my high school actually was almost half and half in Connecticut. But at that point, the again, the classes that I was in, it was like me, maybe one other person, and then everyone else is white or Asian, if I was lucky. So it's, that makes a big difference too, your youth.
So you talk about people being outside their bubble. When I went to college, I went to the University of Tennessee in Knoxville. My suite mates had never had anyone interaction with anyone Black except for working in their home.
Oh.
So the interaction
was
not always positive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I do.
So when you're talking about, and so those people, you know, become bosses. Right?
Yes.
And so that, I think that's the thing when we're talking about diversity and inclusion, it's the mindset of the people who are in charge. And I just, the classes are great for informing. I just don't have a lot of faith in the core of who the people are that are in charge that have been reared a certain way.
Totally. And I think that's where this idea of starting from the bottom is really important, because eventually, hopefully, the people at the top will either get in line, get in step, or they will be phased out and replaced by people who do see the value in it. That's why it's so important to really make sure you are looking beyond the bubble to at least hire entry-level people who are not like who you already have.
Right. Someone wants to know, and also you guys, if you have any questions, put them in the question box. I see some questions rolling through the chat and I'm trying to catch them, but this is a good one. How much of Nella's work experience are yours when you were in publishing?
Yeah, you know, it's funny. I get this question a lot, and I did not have it as bad as Nella did.
Okay, that's good.
I was, I worked in, a place that has a vibe, and at least when I was there, it had an older school vibe. Definitely this is the way things have always been done, and this is the way they always will be done vibe. But fortunately, also, I'm so sorry, my partner is teaching a lesson behind me. So
I can't hear
I'm like talking over him. But so yeah, I was very fortunate to have also two bosses who were younger as well. I think that makes a little bit of a difference. And we're hustling and still are hustling. Shout out to Jenny. And there are a lot of conversations that like we were able to have that I know other people who were also working in publishing were not able to have necessarily with their bosses. And so I did have that fortunate kind of experience in that case. And I'm still in touch with a lot of people from those days now. But of course, that being said, it's important to emphasize the fact that there was so much rigidity. It felt like a lot of people weren't questioning certain things. I mean, the younger people were, and there were people who were also not entry-level employees who were, but it felt like the majority of people were not showing up to the meetings or wanting to actually talk about how steps that we could take to make the place more diverse. And I mean, this was again a few years ago. This was before the year that we had last year. So my hope is that this is a kick in the pants and things will change. But there's also, I think, an institutional ill within the world of publishing and corporate America in general. But I think especially publishing that really needs to be uprooted and just revamped. And there's a lot of work that needs to be done from the bottom.
That's my whole conversation about the core of who's in charge.
Exactly. Exactly. It sets a pace. It sets a pace.
Yes, it does. The tone, everything, right?
Yeah, and that's the part that. Oh, I'm so sorry.
No, you're right. It sets the tone, the pace, and so for me, I just kind of wonder: are the classes and the training more performative than they are actual action?
Yeah. I mean, I think so.
Yeah, let's move on. You mentioned there's so many good gems in this book, and I wish it was like where we could just really go into the spoilers, but we're not. But you talked about, this is one of Nella's things. I think this is common in most workplaces. When you are the only one and when there's only so few, what is your responsibility as a person of color?
Yes.
To keep quiet or blow up the spot is what you said.
Mm-hmm.
And Nella mentioned, do you go along with the machine or do you stick a foot in its gears?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so talk about navigating that, because that's a fine balance. When you, I think you referenced the Jenner and the Pepsi commercial. Like, who's at the table? You know, was there somebody Black behind the camera? Was there somebody Black somewhere else? Like the ability to speak up without losing your job.
Yeah.
Or being ostracized.
Yeah. I mean, it's something I think about a lot. It's something I have thought about in terms of, I mean, just Black history in general. I think that this conversation is one that Black people have been having since the beginning, since we were here, brought here against our will. And whether or not it makes sense to try to fight and do what you can and be an individual and unapologetic. And we see that with some of the characters in the book, or do we kind of go with the flow? And I don't know. I mean, I don't think there's a right answer, quote unquote. I think that everyone's different. There are a lot of people, I think that there can be justified for either of their actions. But then there are people, I think, because I do see these polls of like code switching and selling out. Like, here we go. Like, where'd my hands go? And I think that there is a line between those, and everyone has a different line. And I mean, with the characters, with Hazel and how she moves throughout the world, there's also reasons for that. And nothing is that clear cut. I don't know. I mean, what do you think? What do you think about that very, very heavy topic?
It's a very heavy topic, and I think it's just one that you have to navigate. You know, because no one wants to lose their job, but by the same token, I think that you have to be true to yourself.
Totally.
That's what I try to do. I mean, I speak out on things that I don't, you know, if I think I have to, you know, especially if I'm going to be a part of something, I definitely want to speak out on it and just share my thoughts, whether they agree or not.
Definitely.
Professionally. Not blow up the spot, but professionally.
Yeah, right. There is a way. There's always a way.
So we're trotting along in your book. And I want to know, at what point, because I did not know this.
I think I know what you're going to ask.
At what point did you decide that you're going to make this a thriller?
You know, pretty early on, like immediately, actually.
I had no idea.
Well, so I mentioned earlier that idea of the coming from the bathroom experience, and the vision that I had was two Black women working in a very white workplace that would become publishing. And the other part of that was like one of them's weird, like something's off with her, because I love horror, sci-fi, suspense, thrillers, all of those things. I love highbrow. I love lowbrow. I love Lifetime. I love Stepford Wives. I love all of it. Twilight Zone, Get Out. So for me, it was a pretty conscious and early on decision that there would be other forces at play, because I just think it's so much fun to write, and I also wanted it to be fun to read. I hope, like I wanted it to have those there were some really heavy conversations in the book, right? Like really serious conversations. That I think would be harder if it were kind of just a straight up like polemic. That I think that I wanted to add those bits, those elements to make it a little lighter, but also make it really dark, because like the epigraph, Black history is Black horror, like the things that we overcome, the things that we're carrying around with us day to day, you know, the news, the consciousness that we have about how we are seen in certain spaces. It's horrifying. And it was a very easy for me. I mean, it wasn't that easy. I had a lot of editing that had to happen with my team, my agent and my editor, but like, it just felt right to me.
Reggie Reed said, "This sounds like Black Buck. You think you're reading one thing and it's something completely different."
Yes,
absolutely, Reggie. For sure.
For sure.
So what did you want the reader to experience? Because I know I read an article. It was just saying how it was talking about readers that are not Black. They may find it hard to read. And to me, it's such a turn off when someone says something is hard to read.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's because it's not your experience, but
Mm-hmm.
when you're talking about microaggressions, racism, office politics, those
Mm-hmm.
things happen to people
Yeah.
of color in the workplace. And so for me, you can't say it's hard to read. It's not your experience. And
Right.
so I think I read and I thought, wow, this is so eye-opening. It's a great book club click. I'm so glad that GMA put it, just because a wider range of people can read
Mm-hmm.
and to know that these things go on. And to also know maybe you might be one of the people that are doing these things.
Well, yes.
And so
Yes.
I don't want to speak on telling you what your reader experience, but what do you want the reader to experience while reading this book or
Yeah.
take away from it?
Yeah. I mean, first and foremost, I had readers like me in mind.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically Black women who are constantly code switching, constantly, I mean, just Black women, period.
Yes.
The references, the hair conversations, all of that. I was really speaking to my experience, me, of course, and I wanted it to speak to other Black readers. Like, I wanted to put these bits in and not explain them, because we don't need to have those things explained to us. And
Right.
people who don't know those things, who haven't had those experiences with Black hair, they can look it up. There is Google, there is YouTube, there is Instagram, all of those things.
Yeah.
And that's been one of the cool things about my non-Black readers is I am having these conversations with them about things they didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
One person who didn't know what code switching was. Granted, he wasn't American, but it still was really interesting. The kitchen conversation, the back of the all of those things.
All that.
Um, I've had really interesting discussions with people, and also having white people say, I've said this, I've done this, like, and they're
Great.
comfortable. And I love that. That makes me
Yes.
so happy. Not, in a mean way, but also maybe a little bit, because if that will stop you from doing that again, then that's great. Like, I'm really happy to hear that, because I want this to, make all people uncomfortable, also not just white people, but Black people, the ways that we treat each other, as well. Because we
Right.
can be, we can be hard on each other,
Very
sometimes
mean to
harder.
each other. Absolutely.
So yeah, those strong reactions, and then also again with the ending, I really want that to also cause conversations and make people talk about how we could have changed what happened.
Yeah, I need a whole
Google's
other
what is shea
conversation.
butter.
And you talk about we were talking about like being the only one or the go-to
Mm-hmm.
Black scenario. I say Black scenario for The Office. I recall, and this is a true story.
Uh-huh.
And it was during the holidays, and we were responsible for decorating different areas. And I was asked,
Oh no.
which way do the candles go for Kwanzaa, and what did they mean? Now, nothing against Kwanzaa. I don't want anybody to take offense to anything that I'm getting ready to say. I'm just putting this disclaimer out there first. But I was so taken aback because I felt like you're in charge, just like I'm in charge of putting these things up in these spaces. And so to ask me what each candle meant and which way they go, my response was, I don't know. I celebrate Christmas.
Good for you.
I don't know.
That's
And I was so offended. And it's not that I didn't know, but in that moment, I wasn't going to tell you.
no. Yeah, absolutely. And it's like those kinds of comments where it's like they come from a place where it's like they're already having a sense of who you are. They think they know who you are, and they are
Mm-hmm.
putting you into this box and being like, all right, this is all I'm getting from you, all I
But
need
out of
from you.
all the people that are on this team that go around to different agencies, and you're in charge,
Mm.
and
The
you're
labor. The
Right.
labor. It's always the
So
labor.
those are the things that so when I'm reading books like this, it's just so reaffirming because it does happen.
Mm-hmm.
It's constant. I have another question. I'm going to get off of that
Oh,
because
yeah.
I read or heard on interview. Red, you said you should have been like, what's Kwanzaa?
Never heard of her.
No, never. Who is that? Tell us about your writing process. Did you write this first draft by hand?
I wrote a lot of it by hand, a decent
Wow.
amount of it. Yeah. Yeah.
Old school.
I am, I mean, partly that, but I also just get so distracted by the
Oh,
internet. And I quit. I mean, and this was before I wasn't even on Twitter. I don't know what I was doing. Like, but I would just fall down Spotify music rabbit holes. And yeah, for me, writing by hand was so important. It really keeps me from getting too much in my head.
mm-hmm.
Because when it's on the paper on your on Microsoft Word, it looks like it's done, even though you know it's not done. And
Right.
so for me, I needed to have that, like, no, this is definitely not done. Like scribble, 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 draw little pictures in the margins sometimes when I'm stuck. Like all of those things for me are so therapeutic.
Any projects coming up that you can tell us about other than the Hulu? We already know that's coming. Next book,
I mean, I am still letting it all. I'm a crock pot
as you
up here.
should.
It's
Mm-hmm.
all just stewing. Because I really I want to go into it fresh and go into it independent of what I'm thinking about with this experience.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm always going to, of course, carry this whole experience of this book to that, whatever the next project is in some capacity. But when I go at it, I really want to come at it as fresh as I can. So really right now I'm just hanging out with the TV characters on
Yeah.
the page because we don't have a cast yet, but
I was going to
it's
ask
fun.
about the cast. Oh my gosh. I don't know who I would think to play Nella or Hazel.
There are so many, and I'm so bad with actresses, to be honest with you. I'm so bad. But like Keke Palmer is one person who I feel like is so talented. Keke Lane also, I think, is really great.
Yeah.
But like the one that I know for sure, like Angela Bassett, I would just like, she could be either Kendra Ray or Diana. She's so good. She's so good.
Yes. I don't know why Gab Unions popped up in my mind.
I mean, I could also see it. I could
Yeah.
also see it.
Interesting.
I love
So
her.
before I let you go, at the very beginning, we said your bio because you like old school music. Is that what it said? Go back.
Yes. Oldies music, old
Oldies
school, all
music.
of it.
So oldies music. What's your favorite or what gets you, calms you, or puts you in a nice vibe? Oldies music.
Ooh, Otis Redding,
Okay.
Curtis Mayfield,
I
a
love
lot of
Curtis.
Curtis. His voice, every time, no matter what, it just,
Oh, so you like real old school. Okay.
my parents, it's my parents. I
Yeah.
just have so many fond memories of riding in the car and listening
Yeah.
to all of these old, I mean, Aretha Franklin, like just the soul. But also like Simon and Garfunkel, Paul Simon's
Okay.
solo stuff. I'm all over the place with oldies. I'm not really as up to date on current stuff,
Right.
but
So I
I'm
like
vaccinated
Sam
enough.
Cooke and Etta James. Those
I
are my.
love Etta James.
I love Etta
Yes.
James. So
Uh,
when my dad passed away, it's so funny because of course, everything was my mom, but he has an extensive, like, born in like the 1940s, an extensive vinyl collection,
oh,
and it's really bad. It's extensive, like where the covers still had
amazing.
white people dance on the beach, but it was black authors.
Oh,
Those album covers,
yes.
right?
Yep, I do.
All kind of Nancy Wilson. I mean, just everything. And so it's just me and my
I
sister.
love
And I was like,
Nancy
I
Wilson.
get the albums. And she goes, nobody wants that old mess. I was like, oh, perfect. You don't want it. I get the albums. But yes, a lot of Sam Cooke, a lot of Otis, a lot of Al Green.
Oh, Al Green, yes.
Yeah. George Benson.
George Benson, yes.
Yeah.
You're speaking my language.
All of that. So yeah. And I found my first, and that's why when I saw that Shaka Khan was your first, and I wanted to have I have that album with her in the red and the pink
Uh-huh.
background.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So
Oh, that's
did
amazing.
you create this playlist?
Did I say that one more time?
Did you create the playlist?
I did. I did.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. I really was thinking about all the songs that I really enjoy and all the artists I really enjoy.
Yes.
And but I also felt like a lot of my characters, pieces of them, because I listen to music while I write almost always, no matter what I'm doing. I also listen to music while I read. I'm a weirdo,
I do
but
too.
I love it. It keeps me
Yeah, I do
focused.
too.
And
I
yeah,
have to have it some kind of way.
yeah, you have your own. I know you got to have your right elixir of music, and
One question before I let you go, and this is
yeah,
from Shantae. And this is something I should have asked. How did the cast come together for the audiobook? Okay, I have to listen to audiobook. I may
yeah.
read it, but I have to have the audiobook. And it's good.
It's so good, isn't it? And I'm
It's
biased,
so good.
but I love it. I'm
It's
listening to
very
it
good.
now.
It's
Thank
very good.
you.
The
Yeah,
pace is good. The voices are good. There's just the right amount of suspense when they're reading. Um, and then when at the beginning, that's what was making me not trust Hazel, the way they were talking about
oh,
the way she was talking, edging her
interesting.
on. Yeah,
Yeah. Oh, that's so
it was the
interesting.
tone. And I was like,
That
oh, I
makes
don't trust
sense.
her.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so funny. I hadn't thought about it that way.
Hmm.
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, Simon and Schuster audio just like ugh, again, they're just spoiling me. I feel like I've gotten just a really amazing just experience doing this. But
Yes.
they emailed me a bunch of different possible voice actors for each of the four women.
Hmm.
I think it was last year, and which is so exciting. And I went through each one. And at first I was like, well, because I don't personally listen to audiobooks. I'm actually
Hmm.
not an audio person. I love podcasts, but again, my focus isn't great. I'm always thinking about all the things I need to do. And so audiobooks don't really quite land for me. But after a little bit, though, I started looking at each character or each actress that they sent me. And I went on YouTube, I went on Amazon or whatever, if I could find a sample of their voice. And that's really how I did it. I was listening to their voices, closing my eyes, and thinking about the characters as people. And could I see Ken Gervais' voice being read by this voice?
Yes.
Does this make sense? Is it what I had in my mind? Because that's also another thing is like I didn't have specific voices in my head, so coming up with that and then matching it was something I did. But there was one especially striking thing to me in regard to Asia Naomi King's picking her because I found this speech, and I really need to find the speech again because I've talked about this, and I can't remember exactly what this speech was for. It was an acceptance speech, I think, at the NAACP Image Awards, but she was just talking about so passionately about um, being a Black woman, winning this award, how much it meant to her as a
Hmm.
Black woman, and I believe representation was also the topic. It was just like a really moving speech, and I was like,
That's
yeah,
the person. Yeah.
that's Nella.
Yeah. I mean, it's I think it makes all the difference when the narrators are correct and they match the
Totally,
character. But
totally.
definitely the vibe was good. I love the audiobook. I mean, there are times
Thank
when I listen
you.
to audiobook, I'll start and I'll hear the people. I'm like, oh no, I can't.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be able to live with you talking to me for 11
It's a
hours.
lot of time. You spend a lot of
Yeah, it's
time
a
with that
long time.
person.
It's a long time. So yes, but I recommend the audiobook. If you guys don't have it, get the audiobook. But
Thank
I wish you
you.
so much success. Thank you for joining me.
Thank
This has been
you.
great. I've been looking forward to this like for months.
Me too. Me too. And I figured out Instagram Live before because I got your I don't know if I got your invitation months before I'd had one. So I was like, oh, I hope I can figure this out.
Yeah.
But it's been wonderful. It is
Thank you
so great
so
to
much. I
chat with
look forward
you.
to seeing what is coming down the pipe for you. I know it's going to be amazing. We'll
Thank
be there for
you.
the Hulu special coming out. And congratulations on everything.
Thank you so much. Congrats to you. This
Thank
is
you so
so
much.
amazing.
I'm so
Happy
excited.
anniversary.
And to everyone out there, thank you for joining me on this journey. I truly appreciate it. And we'll be back in 2 weeks. I'm going to make the announcement probably tomorrow, if not Friday.
Oh, I
So,
can't wait.
yeah. Take care. Bye, you
Thank
guys.
you, everyone. Bye.